Hi, I'm Laura, and welcome to Heartdriven Tarot for this month's full moon tarot reading. This is the reading for June 21st, 2024, the full moon in Capricorn, an earth sign, that grounded energy. And it's also the strawberry moon. It's called that not because it looks like a strawberry, that would be great if it did. And strawberries are one of my favorite fruits, and they are one of the best for your brain and overall health. It's called the strawberry moon because apparently, just had to find this out. I just found this out only recently that Native American tribes use this moon to mark the ripening of the strawberry harvest at this time of year in June. So that makes a lot of sense. And also, it appears to be the biggest or one of the biggest full moons in the sky because it's lower, apparently. So I don't know how to explain that astronomically. But it's a propitious time to reflect on your goals, aspirations, look at where you've been, what you've achieved so far, and where you can move forward. And to that point, the music selection that I recommend is the Moonlight Sonata, a classical selection from Beethoven. You can never go wrong with that. It's just a beautiful, stirring piece of music. And the books I recommend, of course, I just was thinking today that, and I couldn't locate it, but one of my favorite books as a child, my grandmother read it to me when I was 3, 4, 5 in kindergarten, was Goodnight Moon. That's a classic children's book, and I think children love it just because the whole association with the moon. And I also read it to my children when they were young. So look that up. I'll have to find my copy of it, but that's a nice one to read just to bring back childhood memories and also to get really grounded in your aspirations, in your goals. I can't think of one of the best books that I've been reading recently since the beginning of the year is The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. And it's a fantastic read. Only takes me 1 to 2 minutes a day to read the passage. And the reason why I like it so much is that I really had not delved into the Stoics, into the philosophy of Stoicism. But Ryan Holiday, by looking at their teachings, he brings them to life in such a way that they really make sense. And it's not about, which I had misunderstood, about remaining unemotional during a crisis. It's really about staying grounded to your authenticity, to what is most important in life. That is what I've been learning so far. So it's an excellent book to go along with this theme of the full moon. I will lower the camera. And also, to that point, another thing I heard this morning on a podcast, and this has been happening to me a lot, is that I see the angel numbers 1111111, or sometimes just 3 ones, but a lot of ones all together. And that keeps happening and happening recently, in recent weeks, and even in recent months. And apparently that means that you are on track. It's a sign from the angelic realm that you are on track with whatever your intentions are. So that's good to know. Now I will turn down the camera so you can see as I lay out the cards. And just take a sip of tea because already I can feel my throat, my voice giving way. So we're going to choose 5 cards for this full moon reading. All right, the first card is, are you on track with your intentions? Page of Swords reversed. Now, the Page of Swords, when it's upright, is often associated with a young messenger, young energy, bringing truth to bear in a situation. And it's a young energy. So there's maybe still much to learn, but he is very strong-minded, willful, on purpose, and raising a sword. And we see these billowy clouds suggesting maybe some turbulence. Now, given that it's reversed, and we're talking about the full moon and realizing your intentions, are you on track with your intentions? Well, this to me suggests that perhaps in a way this month, whatever aspirations you have been pursuing, that there may be an area in which you are not communicating as effectively as you might like, or that you haven't brought forth, because when reversals, in my interpretation, can reflect either the opposite meaning, or it could suggest that something's being blocked. And what's coming to me intuitively as I look at this Page of Swords vis-a-vis, are you on track with your intentions, is that I feel in a way there's some area in which you need to look at how you are communicating, and that perhaps you haven't been communicating as effectively and as assertively as you might. So think about that in whatever project you are pursuing. And that was brought to my mind, my awareness, even the other day in talking with someone and realizing that pursuing a particular project for myself, that I just need to go with my heart and not be so concerned about the desired outcomes I have, but more so on the message that I want to convey. And swords, of course, are about messages and communications. So think about if this area, this particular intention or goal, aspiration that you have, where have you not been as effective as you might have been, might have wished to have been? And think about how you can turn things around and be able to move forward with that youthful energy and passion. So think about that. It seems to me that there's some area that you might consider where you haven't been as effective or as authoritative as you might like. Now, the next card is, what energies do you need to release? Interesting. King of Cups, because I usually see the King of Cups as being a very positive energy, that Atticus Finch from the To Kill a Mockingbird book energy, and being very authoritative and just almost stoic and very calm in the midst of turbulence. So what energies to release? Well, it's possible that maybe you have been focused too much on something that stirs you up in many ways, even though you perhaps have not, you've presented a very calm, together image, but maybe things you've just held it down, squashed it down, and that you need to release it. That perhaps you may need to express it. I know that I've been guilty in the past of, yes, I'm a very passionate person, have a lot of feelings, but I have presented a very calm demeanor, and rarely have I erupted into anger. And not saying that that can be positive, etc., but there are times when you do need to express your feelings. So it's possible that you may need to come from the heart and release what has really been going on with you. Release, express how you have been really feeling. That, I feel, that's what's coming to me in looking at this. There's perhaps in this month, there's been a lot of stirring up of feelings, a lot of turbulence, and you've been trying to keep it all together. But maybe it is a time that you need to get some things off your chest from the heart, in a diplomatic way, in a calm way, but communicating what you really have been feeling. That's what's coming to me from the King of Cups. Now, the next card represents what you need to embrace, amplify in your life. And now we have, it's curious, these cards that aren't in the typical, well, they aren't typically what I would expect in this particular reading. The Nine of Wands reversed. Now, when upright, the Nine of Wands is a card that and this came up in a reading I did for someone this week, a card that reflects a little bit of wariness, battle weariness, both wariness and weariness. This person is banded, has been wounded on his forehead, and he's looking askance at something or someone perhaps behind him. And then surrounding him are all these wands, as if he's put a bit of a fortress around him, protectiveness. But given that this is reversed and you are advised about what you need to embrace more of, amplify, I would say that what needs to be amplified is trust, in trusting in yourself, releasing the past. Yes, everyone goes through battles, everyone goes through a variety of situations that sometimes make them lose trust, and you start being very, perhaps, walking on eggshells or being very wary of things. It's time during this full moon to look at an area or areas where you may have been wary, untrusting, and to start embracing trust, letting it go. Often the reversals say, okay, let go of that wariness, embrace trust. I would say that's what's coming to me with this reversed Nine of Wands. And wands reflect or signify that fire energy and that passion energy. Again, when it's upright, it's someone who's been battle weary and wary. Given this reverse, it's suggesting to me that you need to embrace trust and just let this past situation go. And then the next card, number 4, is what is being revealed or illuminated to you. Illumined. And we have the devil reversed. That's interesting. Now, when the devil is upright, it's card number 15 in the Major Arcana. And the Major Arcana cards, of which there are 22 in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, are the archetypal energies, the spiritual archetypes. They have a special weight in a tarot reading. Now, when it's upright, the devil can signify any number of things. It sometimes is associated with addictions. I mean, we see these Adam and Eve-like figures. They are reminiscent of the Lover's card. They're chained to the devil, so you get this idea of being chained to something, whether it's an addiction or something negative. And that devil, of course, energy that's associated with all things that you don't want in your life, the devil. Now, given that it's reversed and that something's being that something is being illuminated, is that perhaps there is something that you have felt chained to or dragged down by that you may have quashed, that you may have buried and not allowed yourself to see. And that's during this full moon, with that big moon in the sky, that energy, this time to recalibrate. Something's being revealed to you from the past. And I know that with myself, in a particular area of my life, because of some things I've been learning and listening to, it has become very clear to me where I allowed myself to become constricted, to not voice what I wanted at the time, to allow certain things to happen that I was not happy with. And that has become clearer and clearer. And the way out of that has been very clear because of this powerful information I've been coming across this past week, recommended by a friend. She knows who she is. She's watching this. And so that's become very clear how I was chained down, felt like, oh, I'm just stuck with this, and like walking on eggshells as well. And now it's become so clear and so simple about what I needed to do and what I can do in the future, that I won't be in this type of situation again. I just won't allow it. I will dismiss it. I will move from it in a split second. So think about that. That's what's coming to my mind, is that this full moon in Capricorn, this grounding energy, is going to reveal to you perhaps an area where you've allowed yourself to be burdened, to be chained down, to be stuck in something that you didn't want to have happen, that you just allowed it to happen. You allowed yourself to stay stuck in it, but it wasn't necessary. So think about that. And then the last card is the final message from the universe. And we've got the Eight of Cups upright. And of course we have cups, and it's interesting. Let's see. Well, we have two cup cards in here. So from the heart, emotions. And the Eight of Cups typically is associated with a situation in which a person is walking away from something or in search of something. We have here, we see, and how interesting that we've got both the full and crescent moon in the sky in this image. And this individual is walking, and notice his red cloak and his red boots, and he's got his staff, and he's walking away. And we see this even though there are 8 cups here, so all the cups are there, but there's this gap, and there's a sense of something's missing. And either this situation is not satisfying, something's missing, or this person's on a quest to move forward to fill that gap, to fill that void. So in conclusion, the final message from the universe about this full moon reading, in my interpretation, in my sense, is that you are advised to, vis-a-vis your aspirations, your goals, etc., reflecting, identify what has been missing or what else needs to be done to complete the whole picture in this whatever goal or aspiration that you have. That's what's, yes, we have a lot of this in the scene. We've got the water and tapping into your intuition. Of course, the full moon or the moon energy is all about intuition, reflecting, going within. So overall, it's suggesting to me that yes, that one, look at some area that you haven't been communicating fully. Communicate your feelings and emotions that you may have been quashing down. Gain trust, start trusting a bit more. Let go of a past situation. Think about, during this full next few days, what you may have not allowed yourself to be aware of that's been chaining you down, that you've been mired in. And just reflect on how to bring this all to completion, to feel satisfied from the heart, from that feeling level, so that you will have a complete picture and you will be able to move forward on your important goals and aspirations. I hope this reading has been helpful for you. If you've not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And until next time, remember, illumine your mind, inspire your life with tarot.